let's talk about This Is Us.
Oh, we missed you.
Oh, yeah.
A week without This Is Us feels like an eternity.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah. I was like...
I feel like I was missing something, like a limb. Underwear, maybe. Yeah.
Underwear.
It's intense. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I meant that. All right. So we start the episode with, we see that Jack's necklace apparently belongs to a deceased Vietnamese soldier, but it like kind of made the rounds somehow.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused, but that's okay. Yeah.
Well, I think there's intentional, like, is it important or not?
Right.
Because when we see Kevin go, he sees it's just a typical necklace that's made in a souvenir shop. So maybe he went all the way across the world for no reason. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Exactly. Speaking of which, so Kevin and Zoe, they fly to Vietnam to figure out what's up with this necklace and who's the lady in the picture. And we kind of get to learn a little bit more about Zoe. So, you know, Kevin's all excited. They're like being driven to wherever they're staying. And he's like, oh, let's do like a Instagram photo or whatever, and she's like, oh no, please don't post that. And he's like, why?
Or don't tag me.
Don't tag me.
Don't tag me.
Right. And she's like, well, you know, my father lives in China and doesn't want him to know that she's there. And you're like, why? And Kevin, you can see he's a little bit like, okay, I guess, whatever. But he drops it, right? But then, you know, we get to see later on after...
When she's like, so they ate bat.
It makes me feel sad.
They ate some...
They
didn't eat it.
She did.
She ate bat, and I'm not saying that bat will make you sick, but it made her sick.
Well, now you know. I mean, you're taking a risk if you eat bat. But she's like sitting in the bathtub, I believe. Well,
maybe people eat bat all the time and it's fine. But maybe her stomach, it did not agree with her.
But it goes along with the episode, so it's okay. So she actually comes out and says that the reason why she didn't want her father to know is because he sexually abused her as a child. And my heart dropped.
Oh my gosh. It was very sad. Like, very, very moving. And then what she says to Kevin is, he's already ruined so many things in my life. The reason I'm telling you is because I don't want him to ruin this.
It's not going to ruin this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
very moving. Yeah. That was super sweet. You got to see another side of Zoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that storyline. Also, we have to talk about Jack and Rebecca on their little road trip to LA from Pittsburgh. So... They're going because Rebecca's going to audition for a record label. Jack's going to visit, we don't know who. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, Fred is what he says. So along the way, they're staying at these motels. And these motels have like, you know, double queen, 2 beds. Wow.
Wow, no.
Little cutie pies that they are. Rebecca decides, I'm going to jump in bed with Jack.
They get it on, people.
They make whoopee.
They have chemistry.
I can be really old about it.
Let's just say, yeah.
Lots of whoopee.
Whoopee.
Do you remember from Match Game?
Yes, I do.
I sure do. They did a lot of it, and good for them. They're so cute. So we also see that Jack has a nightmare, maybe. It's a bad dream, and he's like startled, and Rebecca wants to know, like, what's wrong? Tell me. She knows it has to do with Vietnam.
And she's very respectful of like not pushing him too much, but she really wants to know, and he definitely doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, exactly. So then when they're visiting Rebecca's friend, right? So they're at this like house in LA.
In the hills.
In the hills, I figured.
It looked like the hills.
You would know, you're from there. Yeah. But yeah, so Rebecca and Jack are there with their friends and they're opening a champagne bottle and that pop scares Jack.
He's got shell shock.
Exactly, shell shock. So he's like ready, he's on the defense, he's like protecting Rebecca, and they're like, no man, it's cool, but he can't help it. And you know what, it made me think of our troops today that are coming back. I know it's been a long time, but they're still coming back from the war, and that's a real thing when there's fireworks going on. Any little pop like that scares them. So I thought about you guys. I love you guys. Thanks
and then
so
those flashbacks to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I love This Is Us is like that storytelling mechanism where they like flash back and kind of build like how did Jack become the person that he is.
Right.
And so there's a part of the storyline where he needs a ride back to...
Yeah, that's right.
And so he hitches a ride with a Vietnamese guy.
Yeah.
And the guy, he's like very like... He's kind of cagey, like, I'll take you, I won't take you.
Know about him.
Let me take you.
Yeah.
And we see him, like, interact with his family. He seems like a good guy. And then when he stops at this one spot, he drops off these cans.
Yes, and we know what those cans are for.
These cans, they flash back, and these cans have been used to make, like, landmines.
Explosives. Yes.
So then Jack confronts him, and he's just like, what are you? What are you, VC? Are you Viet Cong? And he goes, sometimes.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like, I think that broke Jack.
Right.
Because he was like, I want to see like good versus bad. This is the enemy and this is not. And it's like this guy who's a good guy and he's just trying to like do what he can. And he's like, yeah, sometimes, yeah. Like, I don't know. So I feel like that's part of, we still don't know what happened with Jack in Vietnam with Nikki.
I know. So yeah, he's trying to get Nikki. He like talks to his like boss and he's like, I want him to come back with me and be with me. I need to take care of my little brother. How cute is that?
Dad told him that's your job, take care of your brother.
Right. So the guy's like, no, that's against our policy. We can't do that. But then he does ultimately, he lets Nikki be with him. He says, you got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen? 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
He was acting up.
He was like, you should have let me rot.
I know.
What is happening?
I don't know.
And we know he's not gonna make it. It's not a secret.
We do know this already. I mean, we're gonna see the demise of Nikki.
I missed something.
No.
Nikki, we're not.
No.
I know. I keep hoping that I misunderstood something.
No.
And that Nikki's gonna come back.
I mean, we have hope, but
I have wishful
we're gonna be realistic.
All right.
So the last thing we should talk about,
yes,
is Rebecca goes and she auditions for the record label.
Yes.
And she sings her heart out. She does the best she can, and the guy's like, okay, great, thanks, keep in touch. And then she's like, no, but like just tell me straight up, like what's up, right? Like
I like how she was just like, just tell me.
Just tell me,
just
right?
Get it going.
Let's do it. So he's like, where are you from? She's like, Pittsburgh. He's like, well, you were Pittsburgh good.
Ooh, it's kind of slap in the face.
But I think that in a way she was like, I'll be Pittsburgh good too. Like she took it in stride.
Yes, I think she processed it and then she was like, yeah, that's fine with me, because I also feel like they were like, the LA life really not for them.
I don't think so either. So while she's doing that, Jack's off visiting the family, the parents of this soldier that he believes he's responsible for, like, his death.
Yes.
And what a sweet, heartwarming, touching moment when he's like, I'm sorry, like, I'm responsible for your kid's death. And they were like, no. Dad's like, it's okay, son.
That was very moving.
Oh, that was so sweet. So they're off doing their own thing. Then, Jack picks her up in the car and he's like, how did it go? She tells him, and then she sings for him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And he had previously said to her, like, he doesn't
cry.
Never cries.
Never cries. So keep that
cries.
in mind, right? I don't cry. That's not what I do.
But Milo Ventimiglia, though, what a good actor.
Oh, Milo. I love you so much. Milo. Potato. So she's singing in the car. He literally turns his head and he starts.
The way he fights back.
The tears. He starts crying.
I was like, oh my God, you're killing me. You're killing me.
That was so sweet. And, it was cute. I want to say that when they were at that party, her friend calls her Becky. And she's like, nobody calls me Becky but that. So when she gets in the car, he's like, hey, Beck.
Yes.
She's like, nobody's ever called me Beck.
He calls her that.
And he calls her Beck all the way through.
Oh. And she's like, I like that. And it's funny, like, the way he was fighting back the tears. I feel like that's how I fight back the tears every single time I watch This Is Us. I'm like, not gonna cry.
Really?
Not gonna cry. Oh, God.
Now it's your turn to cry. This Is Us.
So good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
so good.
that was a really good episode.
It really was.
I didn't realize that till just now when we reviewed it.
In the talking.
How good it was.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. It wasn't, like, crazy full of stuff, but yet those things were, like, so meaningful.
Oh, my gosh. Those little things. So we got to see Zoe and Kevin and Jack and Rebecca, and it was a beautiful episode.
Do you think they're going to do something Thanksgiving, though, this week?
I don't know.
Do you think Pilgrim Rick will be
He's going to make another cameo. Who's going to wear the hat?
Oh,
who's going to be Pilgrim Rick? Because, they had a problem with Miguel wearing it.
But then he wore it.
Oh,
it was so good. Toby?
Maybe. Oh.
Didn't Toby fall on the table that day?
Oh, yeah. So much happened.
Oh, we're going to have to recap.
We'll see. Well, we'll let you know next time.